What I like about COPP is the variety of things that we can do. One night I was on patrol. It was during a time when the river was really high. We went over to Edgewater Park by the boat ramp. As we got out there, we noticed a van and it was completely surrounded by water. That was one where we called for officers to come and resolve that. There was somebody sleeping in the van and an officer was able to hold on to the trees, walk around the edge and tap on the car and wake him up and get him out of there before the water got any higher.
As a COPP volunteer, our basic job is to go out and patrol the community of Mount Vernon. We go out in groups of 2 and we go out in a marked patrol vehicle and we're the eyes and ears for the police department. A lot of what we do is being in the right place at the right time when something happens. We had a car pull up in front of us and the person in the car behind them got out and bashed out the windows. So we were right there to be a witness and call it into the radio, on the radio, and get the officers there. So you never know what's going to happen every day or every shift is different. When I first started in 2002, the volunteers were maybe not quite as well accepted by the officers. All the officers that are here now have grown up with us, and so they're used to having us around. They're very accepting and they make us feel like part of the team.
There was the police department, and then there was the community, and we didn't talk. And what we saw was violent crime went up, drugs were introduced to our community, and we realized we needed to change our strategies. As we transitioned to community policing and we became an open organization, we wanted to invite our citizens to come in and be part of the organization. After the first Citizen Academy graduation, I had people from that class come to me and saying, we want to do more. We want to be more involved with the Mount Vernon Police Department. They were in an old police car, which probably didn't run very well, but it was an old police car, and they were working 4-hour shifts. And basically all we gave them for equipment is they got a polo shirt, they got a hat, and a flashlight and a radio, and basically said, don't do anything, just report what you see.
When I first started, our basic function was to drive around in a marked car and just patrol the neighborhoods and stuff. Since then, they've added more and more responsibility to us, so they've upgraded our equipment. You know, we got newer cars, we got computers, we got smartphones, we've got the ability to do car lockouts, we have electronic flares, we've changed our uniforms. Now they provide us with coats, hats, shirts, gloves, safety vests, all that is provided for us.
Our vision is to provide the city and residents of the city with a safe and enjoyable living. And we do that by special events like the 4th of July. We help direct traffic. Halloween, we provide assistance and hand out the glow sticks at the Halloween trick-or-treating.
We've done traffic control at traffic accidents. We photograph graffiti and turn that in to be covered up. We do both driving patrols and walking patrols. We started emphasis patrols downtown.
We may pick up found property, animals, kennel care on the weekends for care of dogs. Metal detector team that goes out and searches for evidence, usually after a crime scene like bullet casings, things like that. We are starting an abandoned vehicle team. We have a group that works with the outreach coordinator.
I've gone places, driven places to pick up evidence that's been found somewhere else. We've recently had, I think twice, where we've sent a COPP member over to Yakima to pick up evidence and bring it back. Whether it was an officer or a detective or any other employee, that's a lot of time. And I'd rather have that time spent here locally providing service.
You never really know what you're going to run into that day, and I find that interesting. It's given me a much deeper sense of what's happening in our community. We were out on a driving patrol, and the other volunteer that I was with, Steve Cruz, saw an overdose, and I wouldn't have seen it. The kid was down in a landscape median, and I don't know that I would have seen him. And I'm pretty certain that Steve saved that kid's life. It was shocking and scary and gratifying and wonderful all at the same time.
The more that you do on each shift, the more it entices you to want to come back and do more. You feel a lot more useful if you're busy, and the more they make use of us, the better it makes you feel as a volunteer.
It gets me out of the house, it keeps me busy. It's challenging, and I learn new stuff all the time while still doing something that I feel is of value to the community.
COPP stands for Citizens on Proactive Patrol.